or are we live? Are you looking at me live?
Yeah, just waiting on you.
Oh, I was just typing away to the folks.
You ready to do the show now?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, let's do this. Well, hello there, parapeeps, and welcome to another episode of Our Haunted Travels. Let's Talk Paranormal Live. I am your host, Sean Donnelly.
I'm your co-host, Marianne Donnelly.
Hope you're having a great Saturday. Marianne's still trying to get adjusted over here.
I'm all good. I'm adjusted. I'm ready to go. I'm here.
You good to go? Good to go? All right, well, we're getting ready to go and everything's going and all the notifications going out. Go ahead and leave in chat where you are from. Go ahead and check in. Let us know what part of the world you are from joining us tonight. You don't have to be specific because, you know, we know you don't need to be exact.
We don't need to know that you're at 512 14th Street.
I don't want your home address. Just give me your town or state or country even. It doesn't matter. There we go.
There we are.
Because I think it's kind of neat. One of the neat things about YouTube is that we can all come together from all over the world for a short amount of time and enjoy each other's fellowship.
That's right. And we all get along. Most of the time.
That we do.
Like on our channel, we seem to.
Yeah,
I know there's a few channels that they don't quite always see it eye to eye on everything, but it's amazing. It's amazing how well everyone from around the world can just get along.
That's right. That's right. So we got some people from Tennessee. We got North Carolina, Tennessee, Florida.
Yeah, Chris is on vacation.
Chris is in Florida.
Yeah, I know.
I want to be in Florida.
I'm sure he's like super excited to put that in there, just knowing that we're back here in Ohio.
If you're in Florida on vacation, why are you watching the show? Are you on the beach?
That deserves a closer.
That's right.
Us on the beach with.
If you're on the beach, watching us on the beach, and or clothed, take a selfie and tweet it out to #parapeeps, and I'll look here in a second. It has to be definitely the second one.
Oh goodness!
91 degrees.
Where was
North Carolina?
North Carolina. Okay. Wow. She used to live in Ohio. That's awesome.
91's a little warm. A little bit warm.
It is, but I like it warm.
You do.
I do.
I don't. All right, today's show is brought to you by...
let's see. We have Crash Palace, Keen Online, and Classy Lady 2206. We also have some Patreon supporters, BUB Unique, Happy Trails Hiking, and Lori Bryant. And I think I saw Lori Bryant somewhere here in the house.
Yep, there she is.
There you go. So thank you very much to all of our supporters.
So how can you become a supporter?
Well, if you want to become a show supporter, you can either like, retweet, and comment on as many of our Twitter posts as you can in the week and be in the top 3 of that group, or you can be a $5 a month or more Patreon supporter.
Good job.
Thanks.
Good job. All right, a disclaimer. We are live, so I will probably be making a lot of mistakes, but Marianne's main job here is to correct me when I'm wrong, and she is very well at it.
I'm very good at it.
See? Very good at it.
By the way, Chris has posted that there are no nude beaches for him.
Okay.
So we're good to go.
Thank you. So before we get started, see, we got...
Iowa.
I'm showing 10.
Iowa's in the house.
You showing 10? Let's see if we can double it up. What do you think?
Oh,
you guys
boy.
want
Does
you guys
that
want to see
mean
Boris?
Boris is coming?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, like you didn't have to hear it. Hey, Boris.
Let's dance.
It's time to earn your keep, buddy. Here we go. Let's see if we get some more people in the chat here. was just checking a couple things because we heard that, and one of our other computers might be playing the stream back, so we're going to check that so it does not mess with the bandwidth. And chat seemed to froze up with me, so I hope you guys are still with us. Everything looks good. Looks like we're still streaming. Everybody still here? If they're here, chat froze up on me.
I shut one of your whole things because I couldn't find it, and I finally stopped singing, so I just shut your things.
I haven't seen anything in chat since Nude Beach.
All right, so Ron says
he's still here. Okay, so we're still here. Oh.
They were just watching Dancing Boris.
All right, okay.
Okay.
Let's see. I could close this. And let's see what we got going on over here.
And yes, I'm back.
You are back.
Yeah, Lori says, still here. Marianne came back.
There we go. All right, that should give us a little bit
See,
more
they just like me better than they like you.
Well, I agree with you 100%. You are the talent and clickbait here at Panic D Paranormal History. A.K.A. Panic D Videos, A.K.A. Our Haunted Travels. I can't never get that. I'll never get... You know, we used to have issues with, is that Dark Shadow Ghost Tours or is that Panic D? I don't know. Put it on both.
Goodness gracious. All right.
Whatever. All right. So, would you like to do a roll call?
Yes, I would love to do a roll call.
Go ahead. It's time to do a roll call.
Pull that in. We have Carolyn 12 Be Free, Chris Mohan, DeBuilt J, Gemma's Journey Grace, or Gemma. I can never figure out which one it is because Michael does it. And is Mike, which way is
Yeah, let's settle this right now. Is it Gemma A or Gemma B? Answer in chat so that we get it correctly.
Yeah, because we learned from Michael, and that's just not a good
Gemma
thing.
or Gemma?
And then we also have Lori Bryant and Ron A in the house as well.
It's Gemma. She said A, Gemma.
Okay, so Gemma.
So Gemma, hello.
We also have Ron A. We have Annette Reagan. And I wanted to say the Lady Vamp has joined us.
It's
storming there. Will you stay safe?
Well, of course it is. We're live. It has to be storming
Susan's
somewhere.
Susan's Creative was here. I'm not sure. She was going to do some laundry, so I'm sure she'll be back.
All right. So, for the replay, I think almost everybody's pair peeps. If not, I will explain. Or do you want to explain who we are?
No.
You know I'm going to keep asking because one of these days
and I know he does it
yes.
Wrong as a joke, Gemma, but I get it confused now because I can't remember which way is the right way, and so now I know. Gemma.
Back to my thought. We are Sean and Marianne Donnelly, owners of PanicD.com and DarkShadowGhostTours.com. PanicD.com is a database of over 800 locations across the United States and territories that have paranormal claims. Our Haunted Travels is the series we started in November of 2017 that features over 200 locations that we have been to ourselves, personally.
No, that was an accident.
Well, that was an accident. I thought I was getting the nails under the table. But
it was just an accident that time.
Our Haunted Travels is a series of videos and books and all kinds of stuff. Each week we feature a new location that we've been to. On our channel, we cover the history, ghost stories and folklore, paranormal claims, or any evidence that either proves or debunks those claims, our personal experiences, and why we believe those locations are haunted.
That's right.
That's who we are. Now, so if you're into the paranormal history or forensic type videos,
make sure you hit the subscribe button and don't forget to ding that little bell so that you'll hear from us next time we post a new video so you just don't miss a thing.
Sounds like we did that a couple times before. A couple hundred times. All right. You did the roll call.
I did.
We're skipping that for now. All right. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
It's time, folks. Put your hands together. Let's applaud for Marianne's eBay update. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to corral your children in bits, because it is time for Marianne's eBay update.
All right.
Almost missed clicking the button there, but go ahead.
You did miss clicking the
I
button,
did.
but it's okay. We all forgive you. So this week I was super excited to come home, and I saw a package in the mailbox, and I'm like, oh, I know what's in there.
And
Lizzie.
she actually did do that.
Lizzie came home. This is Dressing Miss Lizzie. They are Lizzie Borden paper dolls. So when I was a little girl, I used to play with paper dolls all the time. And now I can play with Lizzie Borden paper dolls if I want. But it's really cool. Not only are the paper dolls in
If
here.
I come home from work this summer and you're sitting there playing with Lizzie Borden paper dolls.
Not only do they have the doll
gonna have
parts and things
words.
like that, but they also have some historical information and everything. It's very well done. The woman who's, I believe that she's in charge of Warps and Wefts for the Lizzie Borden stuff on Facebook and everything. She actually, her and her daughters drew these and everything. So they open something, it's called Hollister Press, and you can get your very own Dressing Miss Lizzie there as well. So anyways, I thought they were super cute. I was all excited. Look, there's Eli Pence. Gotta get the oh no, that's Officer Harrington, but the prussic acid's in the bottom corner, so that's pretty cool. Very excited. I was very excited. I'm still very excited. I got Lizzie Borden dressing dolls. Paper dolls. Okay.
Are you done?
Yes, dear.
Okay.
Everybody wants Lizzie Borden paper dolls, don't you? Tell me how much you absolutely love it.
So last night we were up kind of late working on something, which we're going to talk about here in a second.
Lori says, "Are you very excited?" Yes, I'm
She's
very
very
excited.
Well, I guess we could talk about it right now. What do you think?
Whatever you want, my
We
darling.
put a poll out on our community tab on our channel, on Twitter, and on Facebook, asking everybody, do you think that Panic D Videos should have a merch store? Because up until now, the only way you can get our merch was through our giveaways.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So as of midnight last night, we launched our merch store. It's now available.
Ooh.
So, yeah, of course, I got a little commercial I'm going to play for you guys.
So of course my thing was a commercial for somebody else.
Yeah, of course her commercial is for somebody else. This is a commercial for Panic D Video.
Oh, okay.
So watch
Go ahead.
this. We'll be
I
right
haven't
back.
seen it either.
You're not going to hear it, so... That's right, folks. The store is officially open, and we have a special discount code, 10% off till June 1st
Of 2019.
of 2019.
Just in case
Thank
somebody
you.
watches this in, like, I
Wait a
don't know,
minute.
2027 or something.
Yeah, wait a minute. 10% off the entire shopping cart, anything in the store. 10% off until June 1st.
So what is that?
2019.
What is that code?
Grand opening is the code. Grand opening
right.
is the code.
Is it one word or two?
One word.
Okay.
All caps. Grand opening. It's also in our community tab, and I'll put it in the description down below.
All right, very good.
I want to keep talking about our Patreon page, because now that we have a store, we got a little bit more that we can offer our paid subscribers. Our lowest level for Patreon is $1 a month. $1 a month. That's pretty rare. A lot of people don't do that. Okay, we do. And our vlogs are going to start going to our paid Patreons. But now that we have the store, we're going to have special coupons for our paid Patreon supporters. And one thing I'm going to do today, when the show is over, is I'm going to put a special coupon out there for our $1 a month or more paid Patreons, that you can take an additional $10 off one of our t-shirts.
Wow.
And it will be good till June 1st.
2019.
2019. So, if you're following us on Patreon, following us, not a paid supporter, okay? Or you want to become a paid supporter, for $1 a month, I mean, you're going to get that back. If you want to get a t-shirt, you can get a t-shirt thrown in there too.
Yeah, pretty much close, pretty close.
Okay, because we're going to start producing some more behind-the-scene type videos. We have 2 right now that we could put out. There are some out there, like the actually I had them. Here we go. How we record our audio for some of the things, like for the history and for our podcasts and stuff like that. There's a behind the scene at Lanterman's Mill that's out there. Reynolds Bricks, the Lincoln Room at the Farnsworth House. That was actually kind of interesting.
We did a live broadcast from there last summer.
Yeah, we did. But it was showing you some of the behind the scenes of that room, and we're going to be doing more behind the scenes stuff. But you have to be the $1 a month or more Patreon supporter.
Okay.
So, good time to take advantage of that, because I'm going to put that t-shirt out there too. All right.
Yes, so Pusha Studios has joined us, and Irish Whiskey has joined us.
Hello.
Gemma likes the book. She wants to get that book. And I posted in there, and nobody even said anything about it. But I wrote that the lady who made the paper dolls is planning on cutting out a set and taking them around Fall River and taking pictures in places with the paper dolls. Kind of how we do with Boris. We go around town, take pictures with Boris, and in our store, you can actually get your very own Boris doll to take around. Little travel Borises to take with you places, and then you can let us know where Boris has been.
Maybe you need to do a paper doll book for Boris. A Boris paper. Ooh, can you do it?
I don't know. know. You're the better artist than I am.
Do I smell a summer project?
Yeah, but you're a better artist than me.
Wonder how travel
you're so
Boris.
much better at a
Wonder
lot
how
of stuff.
paper doll Boris would look wearing Lizzie Borden's gown.
Paper doll Boris.
No, I'm kidding. You don't have to. We have other projects. That was a joke. It was a joke.
Yes, dear. Yeah, he doesn't wear very many clothes.
I forgot to say this at the
Wears
beginning of the
the
show.
cape.
At the second half of the hour, we're going to be talking about the ghost of Anne
Boleyn.
Boleyn. That's today's topic.
That's
We
right.
normally start that halfway
Probably
through.
about
So
10 minutes.
yeah. Okay, newsletter. Let's talk about the newsletter. The newsletter, we didn't have one last week because
Because why?
we were out traveling.
Oh.
But there will be one coming out tomorrow or Monday, and we're going to have some special stuff in there. But one thing that we do in our newsletters, if you are a member of our newsletter, we do shout outs. We do channel shout outs. Are you dropping a link to our email list?
I am.
Is that what you are?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
See?
That doesn't cost you anything to join that. It's called the Parapeeps Insider, and you can find out. I do a social media tip, do shout outs if you're a member of that list, and some other stuff. All right. So let's talk about this. Past weekend we were at the Toledo Yacht Club.
Yes.
For the Midwest Parafest.
That's right.
We put a video on about that on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And we also put out the videos. Another thing, I put a poll out asking if people wanted to see it. Jeff's talk. Those are kind of low on views, but they're out there. So Jeff Mudgett, great-great-grandson of H.H. Holmes, if you want to hear him talk about some behind-the-scenes stuff about American Ripper and, what else they talk about? The exhumation of the gravesite. What else did he talk about?
Basically those things. And maybe a little bit about his, upcoming things, what he's going to be working on, like with movies and TV. And he came out with some new stuff in Facebook just today, actually. Yesterday and today, but we'll leave that for him. Yeah,
so we also got to have dinner with those guys. Jeff Ballinger.
Ballinger.
Something like that.
Ballinger.
Jeff Mudgett, Jeff Ballinger, and the other people that were there.
Yeah, we totally dissed one of them. We didn't even go speak to the one.
We won't say who, but we did.
Yeah, we didn't take a picture of that person at their table, didn't talk to them, didn't sit with them at dinner, didn't talk to them at dinner. We just kind of avoided them.
Yeah. But anyways. So coming up this coming week, we have two really good videos that are coming out. We don't know what we're going to do Thursday yet, but Tuesday's video, on our way home, we stopped at, how many, 6?
I think it was 6.
6 different haunted locations in Toledo. We're going to do like a compilation of those 6 locations, some really cool stuff. And then Friday's video, we drove up into Michigan a little bit, up into Dundee, Michigan, to the Old Mill. So Friday's video is going to be dedicated to the Old Mill. We're going to put everything in there, the ghost stories, and show you inside the mill and the history and all that stuff. That's going to be a good video.
All right. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Your recipe video.
Yeah.
That came out with the slow motion egg.
Uh-huh.
Broke 100 views.
Oh, well, thank you.
Broke 100 views. Yeah. It's pretty good.
People seem to like the egg cracking.
Yeah.
There were several comments about that.
The slow motion egg separation.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get some...
I was the egg cracker, but he was the slow-mo man.
All right, so so we talked about the newsletter. We talked about the Patreon page. The store. Did we cover everything? I think we did. Pretty sure we did. We got some new people in here.
I know. We have Charlie Gordon, and Haunted Trunking has joined us. So thank you for joining us. Nice to see you as well.
All right. Let's see. Where's my screen at? There we go. Is that? Oh, that ain't it. There we go.
There we are.
All right. So what do you think about Thursday? We haven't really talked about it. About what video we're going to do.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, we haven't. We're winding down to the last couple weeks of school. And it's like, Marianne's, when she's done here, she's probably going to be like working on making final exams.
Oh, yeah. When I'm done here, I have to go work on final exams. And tomorrow I'll be working on final exams. And yeah.
How many questions is your final exam?
Well, normally it's a 2-hour exam.
2 hours.
So, 2 hours. 160 questions.
160 questions.
But this year they cut it down. They cut our time down to just 1 hour. So I have to figure out how to put a whole year's worth of questions into just 1 hour's worth of testing time. So I'm gonna have a quite a bit of work to do to figure out how to write questions for that shorter time period. You're not gonna get it. Why are you even trying?
Why do you say? Never say die. Look at that. Bam. I got it.
But yeah, so normally I have 2 hours that I can put a lot of questions. So I try to have a little bit of everything, and so this time it's going to be even harder for me because it's usually hard to get into 2 hour time frame, for a little bit of everything.
We're going to have to do something with the set because like when you were doing your Jeff Mudgett ones, you were like way down here because we would try to get the top of his head. I think we need to lower him down to about right there somehow. We'll have to get a different.
He's on a table.
We might have to get a different table. I don't know because it's like we're down here. It's like our chin's like here.
You look like Pop Goes the Weasel going up and down there.
No, I said at work. I was talking to our food service manager and the what was it? I'm trying to think of the conversation. The superintendent secretary, the food service supervisor.
Okay.
And we were talking about titles or something. I said my official title is the tech guy whack-a-mole or something. Yes.
ATJH Travels, nice to see you. Hope everyone is doing better. Keep everyone up to date, please. And the others are talking to each other. So, go ahead.
Been listening for a bit. Yes, we were just checking a couple things before we went live, and we hope all is well over at ATJH. Thinking about you guys. You're in our thoughts and prayers. All right, so we got about 3 more minutes before we start this. Why is it like taking like forever to get to the halfway point? Oh, we didn't talk about the Facebook group. Let's talk about that. It should be talked about because I tell you what, we are about ready to break 750 members in our Parapeeps Facebook group. If you guys are okay, look, our Facebook group is for both viewers and creators. If you are a creator, right now in chat, just type yes. If you have a YouTube channel and you create videos, type yes. You should be a member of that Parapeeps group because every day we put out a daily thread and you are more than welcome and invited to post links to your videos. And they do get watched. They do get watched by viewers. Okay? If you're just a viewer and not in the Parapeeps group, you're missing out. You're missing out because there's some awesome stuff that gets put in there. Okay. I know Pusha's in there. I know that Irish Whiskey's in there.
And they're both saying
ATGH,
yes. Yes, and yes. Charlie Gordon says yes. So, absolutely.
That group is going to continue to grow and grow and grow. And I'll tell you why. Because it is connected to the Dark Shadow Ghost Tours page and the Panic D videos page. And we're inviting all those people to that group. That's why it's growing. That's over 9,000 people that we're keep inviting to the group. Not everyone's saying yes, but that's why we're growing that. Once I figured out how to do that, it only took me a year and a half. But, good place to go. And actually, I don't know, Facebook changed something. We should be live on here right now, and they're not doing something. I don't know what Facebook did, but I don't know. They don't play on Facebook anymore. Things? Yeah, the videos aren't playing on Facebook anymore. Something changed like within the last week. So, anyways, Facebook group. I got to redo these slides so I could talk about everything.
Yes, you really do. But that's okay. You have a lot of things that you have on your plate because I don't know how to do most of it and I refuse to learn.
Clickbait and talent.
That's right.
But you're going to start helping once I show you a couple things. Yes? Thank you.
That's why I refuse to learn. Because we got to
keep it going.
That's why I refuse to learn, you know?
Chugga.
Yes, dear.
let's talk about today's topic. What do you think?
Yes, please.
Are you going to help me out with this?
Of course,
Since I
darling.
can't see anything.
Of course.
All right, today's topic. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready?
I think they are ready.
Done listening to us rambling on?
I think they are ready.
I think I covered everything.
Okay. Let's do it.
I want a coffee mug with Robert the Doll on it. Which, by the way, in our store, there's a Robert the Doll coffee mug, and if you look real close on the chalkboard, you will see the message that Marianne left Robert. I had to mention that. I put it in a blog post in the store too, but anyway.
Okay.
That's a very unique picture.
Yes. I don't know how often they erase those, but it was when we went, it was in the morning, and so the board was pretty clear, and so it was really easy to see it. The one that we put there the day before was already gone, so.
Yeah, I think they erase it like a couple
Every
times
morning.
a day.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
Charlie Gordon said he just sent a request to join the Facebook group. Hey, let me go and say okay.
Oh, she can actually do something. Yay!
Charlie Jordan said, Charlie Gordon.
Looks like there's two.
Two requests. Charlie and Ron. I'm gonna go ahead and approve you right now.
Approved.
Done.
You know, I should have set that up so you could just join, but then I thought, you know what, we'll get some
children.
Yeah. Some of our students in there, and nobody wants that. Actually, there might be a couple students in there, the nice ones.
Yes. We actually had a couple of them that were on this stream last week. They told me.
Lurk.
Yes, they told me
They
that
lurk,
they were here.
but they don't comment. So we have to watch what we say. We have to be good. All right. Anne Boleyn, you ready?
So Charlie and Ron both say thank you.
Oh, thank you. And post your links to your videos under the daily threads.
There you go.
Okay? Mm-hmm. And if you guys join like our news group, I'm going to keep reminding you. Okay? Because there's the Facebook group, there's the Reddit pages, and that helps. That helps. I'm telling you guys, that helps. If you look at our channel and go back and look at our popular videos, you're going to see some of them have 5,000, 3,000, 2,000 views. I'm telling you, that helps. Get them out there. Open those doors. Get people watching your videos. Tell people about them. They're not going to see them if you don't tell them about them. All right, Anne Boleyn. She don't know what I'm talking about.
I just smile and nod.
One more thing about our store. Marianne doesn't come with all of that stuff. I put that in a couple descriptions. It says Marianne not included. It was late.
That's for bottle caps, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, Marianne not included. Sorry.
Oh my goodness gracious.
All right, guys. Who has not heard of Anne Boleyn? Has anybody not heard of Anne Boleyn? Anne Boleyn is one of the most famous ghosts in England. She was the second wife to Henry VIII. Are you going to be helping me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have some people who have not. Okay.
Charlie Gordon says he's not sure what Reddit is either, so I was gonna say it was just another social media thing.
Yeah, Reddit's another way, another social media platform that you can post links to your videos or links to other things on there too. So maybe I should do something. I don't want to do it on Panic D, but maybe I should sometime just do a stream where I talk about social media stuff, and I don't know. We'll see. Anne Boleyn, help me. She was all right. So you had Henry VIII, who had 6 wives. Anne Boleyn was wife number 2.
Yes, she was.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going by memory. I'm seeing some words, but not a lot. Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong. You have your permission to correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so I'm going by memory.
When have I ever needed permission? Yeah, I just do it.
Exactly. All right. So Henry VIII was married to, who was he married to? Who was his
brother's
first
wife.
Yes. Catherine of Aragon. Okay.
Uh-huh.
They weren't getting along, and she was not giving him an heir. All right. So Henry VIII had 6 wives. Now, he was kind of like a male fill in the blank. Okay. Pretty much so. But his main goal was to have an heir to pass along the crown.
Yes.
A male heir.
Supposedly, they really did like each other a lot. They were really in love, but
so
she couldn't make him a boy.
Who are you talking about? The first
wife.
Yeah, they did. So then he started like
messing around. But then
with
again,
Anne's sister first.
Yes. But then again, he was royalty, and they tended to do that. It was like accepted.
Yeah. So there was a big change back then that he wanted to divorce his first wife because he couldn't get an heir, and the Catholic Church said, "Oh, absolutely not. Sorry, too bad." Well, he overthrew the Catholic Church, appointed himself the head of the church, and granted himself a divorce.
That's awesome.
Okay? And he married Anne Boleyn.
Yes.
So, after he already had an affair with her sister.
Yes. But see, I'm stepping back just a hair in time. It's my understanding that he believed...
Happy Trails Hiking's at a Bear Fest saying, "Hi, I watched the replay. Turtle, turtle, turtle." Okay.
He believed that based on some passages in the Bible, he believed that the reason that he wasn't having any male heirs was because he married his brother's wife.
Yes. There were passages in the Bible.
His brother was dead, by the way.
Yeah, that you shouldn't lay with your brother's wife and stuff like that. So he believed, his brother died, so he married, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's why
he thought he was being cursed by God, not having a male heir.
Right. So that's one of the reasons why he decided, hey, I should get this divorce, because then I can marry someone who's not my brother's wife.
Yes.
And then maybe the curse will go away. Maybe I'll get a son.
Okay. So on to Anne Boleyn. He marries her.
Mm-hmm.
And she gets pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And has a daughter who eventually becomes Queen Elizabeth I. Okay? No male. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So he starts to wane a little bit to... Who's the next one?
Jane Seymour.
Jane Seymour.
Yeah.
Wife number 3.
But see, also, there were some, questions as to whether or not she was doing some things, Anne Boleyn, to try to get a male heir. She thought, well, maybe it's not all his wives' problem. Maybe it's him.
Yeah.
Which, technically, since the guy's the only one that could give a Y chromosome to make another boy, it is. But,
You just yelled in there and people have headphones on. Okay, anyways.
Sorry. But it is the male's problem.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
All right, forensic science teacher.
Go ahead.
So anyways, instead of trying to get the second divorce, he charges her with treason, and she is beheaded.
Yes. Part of that was that maybe she was also having an affair with her brother.
Yeah. He charged her with incest and treason and all this other stuff. Sentenced her to death. Her original date of execution was supposed to be May 18th, today's date. Which is why I picked this topic today. See how that works? But I screwed up because her actual execution date was May 19th.
So it was a planned for today.
It was planned for today.
Ended up being tomorrow.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. So May 19th was the actual execution, and the reason why it was delayed is he sent to France to get their best executioner so that she wouldn't suffer.
See, he did love her.
Yeah, he loved her. Didn't want her to suffer.
Make a clean slice so she won't feel any pain. Done.
So that's Anne Boleyn.
Yes.
Basically.
In a nutshell.
In a nutshell.
The 2-second version of who she is.
She was queen, and it doesn't have the years she was queen. I think it was like 3 or 4 years. She was actually Queen of England. Wasn't able to give a male heir, so he went on to his third wife, Jane Seymour.
Mm-hmm. I think she gave him a male heir, did she not? Or was it one of his later wives? He did have one, but it died like really early on, like 6 months later or something. Yeah, so he never ended up getting a male heir that was able to live long enough to do anything.
So surprisingly, shocker, right? The ghost of Anne Boleyn has been seen many, 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 many different places in Europe, okay? At many different times. Of course, now, the time of the execution, she's been seen at the Tower of London and, things like that. And a couple other places we'll go through here at Christmas time. So, all right. Any questions so far?
Nope, not so far.
Okay, class. Let's move on.
They
All right,
got
so
their
the
little history lesson. They're ready to go.
First place is
Salle Church and Marwell Hall.
All right, so you can do your thing right there, and I'll show the picture.
Okay, so there's a legend that says that Anne Boleyn is buried in Salle Church.
But they're not sure.
But they're not, they're not sure. And if she is, I heard that maybe her head is not actually there, that she was buried without her head. Mm-hmm. Interesting. But she's said to be seen there strolling the grounds of the Yew Tree Walk at Marwell Hall as well. So this is where Jane Seymour and Henry VIII walked while they were planning their wedding, and Jane and Henry were supposedly staying in Marwell Hall while Anne was awaiting execution in the Tower Hall in the Tower of London. So maybe it seems like she's kind of going there to the site of her husband's betrayal and kind of walking alongside going, oh yes, you think you're going to do this to me? I'll come back. Basically.
Okay, so along the lines of our paranormal profile videos, and I'm going to ask everyone in chat too, but why do you think that location would be haunted? This location.
I don't know. Why, dear?
Well, I think it's because of what you just said. This is the spot where he started his betrayal.
And left her high and dry in the Tower of London and was planning his future without
What do you guys think? Why do you think that this location, she would be seen at this location?
Pusha wants to know why.
Okay. Well, I think reason number one, this was the location of where the betrayal started. But I think number two, if there is any validity words to her remains being here, not properly interred, they don't really know where she's buried, so that kind of tells me it's not a proper interment. That could cause some issues too.
Well, they said that I've heard that her body is buried in Salle Hall, but in Salle Church, and they actually have like a display for it and everything in there. I haven't been there to see it myself, but I've seen photographs. But that her head wouldn't probably be buried with her there, because basically for any traitors that they had, they would take their head and they'd stick it on a stake and like post it out, you know. So the theory is that her head was done with her head somewhere. On the other hand, do I really believe that to be true? I really don't. She was royalty, and they did treat them differently than others. So I just feel that they wouldn't have stuck her head on a stake somewhere. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but because she was the queen, I just feel like they would have treated her differently.
Her actual execution took place in 1536.
Yeah.
So historically, some of the records are a little fuzzy. And actually, we were just watching earlier today, we were watching a documentary about Anne Boleyn, and they're not even 100% certain of the actual location where the execution took place.
Yeah.
They know it's kind of like that area over there.
Kind of like how it was with the Gettysburg Address. It's kind of over there.
Yeah, it's over that way, but we're not sure exactly.
Yeah.
So history's a little muddled with that.
Yeah, and they're now basing it
Lady
on...
Vamp said she responded with something.
I think it's because she was sure he would return there.
Yeah, that's a possibility too, that she's in search of, restless spirit in search of.
Yeah. I forget what I was talking about, though. Oh, well.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I interrupted you.
Sid Hearth is here, though, so hi.
Sid Hearth, hello.
I've
All right,
forgotten
so
what I was talking about.
Do you want to sit and think about it a second, or do you want to move on to the next location?
No, I just feel like there was something I was going to say. I don't know.
I'll sit here and make eyebrow gestures while you think about it.
Well, maybe I'll remember by the end of the thing.
All right, let's move on to the next location. The Tower of London.
The Tower of London. Now that one makes a lot of sense for me. You know, this is her final days, her anguish, her death. You know, this is.
Could you
where
imagine
it was all gonna
pacing
happen.
in there, just knowing that your fate is coming to an end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow you'll be beheaded in front of the whole world.
Yeah.
Anyone who wants to come. All right. Well, Anne Boleyn's ghost has been seen at the Tower of London, as this, of course, was the place of her death. Most famous sightings were in 1864 by military man General Dundas, who saw Anne Boleyn in the form of a ghostly white figure who was moving towards that guard herself, not having any feet touching the floor. And it was in the courtyard. Now, this was important because she was kept there before she was killed, and she used to walk in the courtyard. So the guard was thinking she was real, charged at her with a bayonet. But, of course, that doesn't work when it's a ghost, so that didn't kind of work out for him, and he fainted. Poor little guy. The military court-martial wanted to charge the guard with fainting on duty and abandoning his post, but he was actually saved by General Dundas, who testified for him in his trial, which is kind of cool.
That's a cool picture, too.
Yeah.
It's a cool picture. I'd like to get there one day.
Now, the ghost...
your mom said that she's been there.
Yes, my mom has been to the Tower of London. She went there...
Any of you guys in chat been there? Been over there?
50
Do we have
years
anybody
ago?
in here from the UK?
I don't think
remember.
today. I don't
No.
think today we do. But the
So
ghost...
if you're watching this on replay, leave down in the comments if you've been there at the Tower of London. I bet you that'd be a pretty cool experience
Yeah.
to go see that.
Now, the ghost of Anne Boleyn is also supposed to be seen walking through a church near the tower, and she walks down the aisle of the church towards her grave. That would be Salle Church, right? Which is, she walks down the aisle in that grave to her gravesite. But she tends to be drawn to the tower and seen in the tower quite often, in the Tower of London.
So Pusha says, nope, haven't been there, but I want to go there since I was a kid. Yeah, I'd like to go there too. Hit some of these castles, some of these historical locations. That would be a very cool trip.
It just amazes me how they used to build these things.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But, yeah.
Did you think of what you needed to think about yet?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Nope, it's completely gone. Thank you very much. Charlie Gordon says, I was supposed to go to Scotland this summer. Does that count?
Sure it does.
Okay. I was going to say not for Anne Boleyn, but yeah.
No.
Sure. Ah.
All right, so let's move on to
Hever Castle. So, sightings of Anne Boleyn's ghost are said to occur here around Christmas time because it seems that was her favorite time of year. And, of course, Hever Castle was her childhood home. This is where she grew up. And there's a large oak tree that's found on the grounds of the castle. And this is where Henry VIII and Anne were supposed to have spent a number of hours courting. And Anne's ghost has been seen underneath that tree on many occasions, and also slowly walking across the bridge over Eden Lake. But I also have heard that she is seen in the bedroom there, and also in the chapel that she had there. And in that chapel, in that house, they actually have her prayer book, her Bible, that she wrote in herself.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it has her writing. She left something in
Yes.
French.
Yes.
Wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I forget what the phrase was, but it was basically that she would be remembered. And I just think that's
She did the
so
same
cool.
thing. There's a writing at the Tower of London, too, that she wrote in. I think they said the day before her execution, she wrote like a closing to that, how the two were tied together, which is quite interesting. Again, written in French.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
I hope you guys like this
childhood
topic.
home.
I mean, this is paranormal history. I mean, this is some interesting stuff.
Pusha wants to go. Said her husband was there a couple years ago. So Mr. Pusha was there. She wants to go so much. The castles are so beautiful and they're everywhere.
I want a castle.
I know you've always wanted a castle, and our wedding was set up
lighthouse.
for castles.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Charlie Gordon says that they have friends there, and all we need to do is get there, and they have a place to stay.
I'll start swimming.
So that's pretty cool.
Might make it in a couple years. Don't know. Might not. All right, let's move on to
the famous Windsor Castle. Although Windsor Castle is not really home to the Queen, it's actually the oldest, or is home to the Queen.
Is home to the Queen.
It's actually the oldest occupied castle in the entire world. And legend has it that Anne Boleyn has been seen there on many occasions wandering the halls. And a few of her pictures are said to have been taken at Windsor. I think it's interesting that they've been able to take photos of Anne Boleyn today right there in Windsor Castle.
You mean the ghost of
Yes.
her?
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Well, this is where she lived. I mean, she lived here with Henry VIII in Windsor Castle. This was her home.
So here she's supposedly seen running down the halls headless.
Yes. Holding her head.
Yeah.
That would be something to capture
holding a
on
screaming
picture.
head.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Yeah, that would be really cool to see, but sad if it's true because, poor little Anne Boleyn running around without her head all eternity. That's pretty sad. All right. Do you have another place to visit?
Yes, I do. One more. Like I said, she's like the Abraham Lincoln of the UK.
Yeah, she's seen in so many
everywhere.
places. Yeah. So this one here is Blickling Hall. Blickling Hall. I'm going to get it right sometime. Blickling. Say that really, really fast. All right. So, one of the most notorious tales of her is the story of Anne Boleyn and the Headless Horseman. She is seen arriving at the hall, headless, and her ghost, of course, clutching her head, and she's seated on a carriage drawn by 4 spectral horses and a headless horseman. Now that would be a sight to see. But once she arrives at the hall, she's said to roam the corridors from dusk until sunrise, and she still holds on to her head. She holds it the whole time. It happens every year on the date of her execution, tomorrow. So if you happen to be at Blickling Hall tomorrow, check that out. If anybody's in the area, go. I want pictures of that headless horseman carriage ride with Anne Boleyn sitting there headless holding her head.
They'll be on eBay.
I don't know. All I'm saying is that is probably the greatest Anne Boleyn ghost story I think that there is of seeing her ghost.
So tomorrow's the date.
Tomorrow's the day.
Tomorrow is the date.
Tomorrow's the day.
This is supposed to happen.
Yes.
Yep, be interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so at this point, we are done with our topic. If does anybody have any questions whatsoever, PSPR is here. Hello.
Ron A says, a screaming head chasing Henry would be something cool. And Kathleen Lavoso is here, and PSPR has joined us as well.
I already said PSPR.
And Charlie Gordon is planning on getting there by 2021. So that'll be pretty awesome.
Any questions? Anybody in chat? Because, okay, so right now while we're talking, I am going to go post this in Patreon.
What are you posting?
The link to that thing that we just did.
Okay. What was the year of her execution? It was
1850 or 15th.
I thought it was 36.
1536. Yes. Not 18. 15.
1536.
1536. May 19th, 1536.
Yes. Says that she must have been buried together with her head, as she wouldn't be holding it in her hands as a ghost, no? And again, the things that I've heard were that she was buried without her head. However, I personally feel that she probably was buried with it, because she was, even though she was listed as a traitor, and that's what she was, essentially killed for, she was queen. I don't see them sticking her head on a stake and sticking out for the public to see. I just feel that they wouldn't have done that. I don't know. That's my opinion. And I'm sticking to it.
Well, even though she was queen, he did, charge her with being a traitor. So, I don't know. It's hard to say.
I know, but she was queen.
And nobody really would know, or because it's not really.
They didn't really
well
write that
documented.
down. They didn't really write that down. But I know that we could, if we got the right stuff, we could get in there, dig her up, and find out if it's in there or not.
Yeah,
I could
see that happening once you start petitioning.
That's the thing. One, it's in a church, and they're not going to want to do that. Two, it's their former queen. They're not going to want to do that. But that's something that I find a lot, is there are so many of these legends and through history that we can solve today with today's technologies that we're just not allowed to. They wanted to do DNA testing on the envelopes and on the letters from the baby kidnapping, the Lindbergh baby kidnapping. They won't let that happen. There was something with who is the other one? I forget I'm having a terrible memory day. But there's just so many of these things that throughout history we've had these things, and we're like, was it true? Did they really do that? And then they're like, oh, well, we won't let you test that. We could figure it out. We could solve it, and it would be no longer an unsolved case, but they won't let us. Yeah, and Pusha Studios, can't they detect it with X-rays without digging around? Yes, and I can't see why they won't let people do that kind of stuff. But just to get those equipment pieces in there and be given the time and the space, and they just don't let them. So I don't know. Just my personal opinion. I think that we should solve a few of these things, because we can. We can at least prove that it was someone or wasn't someone, I don't know.
Am I spelling that right?
What are you trying to spell?
Moleyn.
Okay. Ron A says, probably because it may change some history. It may change some history, but it could give us a closure to some things too. I don't know. But I know that that's probably one of the things. But I think they're just afraid of what they'll find in many cases. They're afraid that it might
change history.
Afraid that it might not be who they think it was, or they, would prove that it was who somebody thought it was, but they didn't want it to be, So I think that's kind of... Let's see. Lori Bryant says, officially, she was buried at the parish church of the Tower of London in an unmarked grave. She was ID'd during the renovation 300 years later and now has a marking in the marble floor. And Ron A says that's true.
Okay.
All right. Again, I have not been there.
Put the link out in Patreon.
But Pusha just put an Anne Boleyn Files link in there in the chat.
Oh, really? I could have added that to the Patreon page.
She did. It says, in the account of Anne Boleyn's execution, in Raphael Holinshed's chronicle, it says, her body with head was buried in the choir of the chapel in the tower. So.
Well, it depends on what historian you read. That's the problem. That's why we were saying it's not. They don't know exactly.
I believe it was, though.
Yeah, well, it could very well be. You know,
just because
there's a lot of stuff in American history too.
I don't see them taking her head and sticking on a stake. So
yeah. All right, there we go.
I like it.
There's an hour.
See, I like that we got some other documentation that proves that my theory is right.
Okay.
Even though,
all right,
it's again from 1500, and so everything's based on, what we find and who's writing.
I wonder if I can edit that.
I like it though. Kathleen says, my aunt was stopped so they could look in her carriage for the Lindbergh baby. Oh, no way. That's awesome. I lived in Flemington, New Jersey as a kid. The famous courthouse is there and the Union Hotel across the street. Yes, I intend to get there someday.
Where?
Kathleen, your aunt didn't happen to go to the trial and get one of those little miniature step ladders that they were selling outside as a trinket? If so, I want it. But that's amazing. I love that. Like, we're tied now to the Lindbergh baby. I'm gonna have to talk to my kids about that.
Oh, we're gonna make Lori a moderator.
Okay.
Lori, do you have? I made you a moderator. Do you have the link to the one that you found there? And I'll put it in on the Patreon. You should be able to drop links now. I made you a moderator.
Okay.
There she is. She got a blue wrench now.
Yeah. The head and body were taken by the ladies who were judged to be nearly dead themselves from languor and extreme weakness,
oh, it was in
but
Wikipedia.
fearing for their mistress to be held and touched by the unworthy hands of cold-blooded men, they offered themselves to this task, and the dead body was carried by the nearly dead, wrapped in a white blanket, up to the place of the sad burial inside the tower where she had been prisoner, which would be her final resting place. Interesting. See, I told you they thought that she was better than this a normal trader.
Okay. I just thought it would be a cool topic because
I think it is. Like, she's
tomorrow's
and she's seen in so many places.
when I was trying to, okay, what are we gonna do Saturday? What are we gonna talk about? Which is normally like my Tuesday nights. It's like, okay, I got the ghost stories and folklore done. What are we gonna talk about Saturday? Because I got to start promoting it like Thursday. And I went on to like this day in history and picked the date, and I was thinking today was the 19th, and I saw the Anne Boleyn. If I wouldn't have got that right, I wouldn't have known.
But it's interesting that the original scheduled date was for today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's paranormal history. So.
Why would you get in trouble, Pusha?
For what?
She says, I'll stop and get investigating before I get in trouble here.
No,
that's
coming.
exactly what we want. The idea that he had was, of course, that her ghost is seen in so many places, like Abraham Lincoln is seen for us here in so many places. He thought it was a cool correlation. I just found the information that said that she was buried without her body, or without her head, and since she's seen carrying her head around so many places, the question becomes like, why is
she seen carrying her head? Unless that's just a legend and folklore, which it could very well be. Mm-hmm. Spoken history.
Yeah.
The way stories are passed on.
Yeah. But what do you guys think about?
Hey, Vamp, button down. Hopefully, Storm treats you well.
Yeah. What do you think about, like, people spirits being seen in so many different places. Like, why do you think, or how do you think that works? Because, most people are drawn to some place.
Well, I think a lot of stuff, a lot of sightings could be residual, but it's not going to be residual with holding a head with the head screaming. I think a lot of those are, like I said, folklore. You know what I mean? Because you got to remember, too, before the internet, before the TV, before radio, before whatever, what did they do to pass the time? They sat around and told ghost stories.
True.
Right?
True.
And as the stories passed on from generation to generation, they become embellished and, that kind of thing. So that could have been a story that was told.
That's true. Well, all
but
I know is Gordon.
The photographs holding a head would be interesting.
All I know is Gordon better head over there for this time of year in 2021. He says he wants to go there in 2021 and get some photographic evidence for us.
Let's see if Chris did a picture on the beach.
Okay. Lori says, do you leave something of yourself behind in places that are important to you? People say yes. People say that you imprint on the area that you go. Your energy hangs out there. And it could be part of that. I just find it interesting that so few people are seen in so many places. But there's a couple of people, that they're everywhere.
Well, let me explain that theory a little bit better. Okay. It's been scientifically proven by people a lot smarter than myself. Thomas Edison, Albert Einstein, Stephen Hawking, all these guys, that energy is never destroyed. Okay? And
just converted from one form to another.
Converted from one form to another. All right? So we're made up of energy. Our bodies are. So there's also theories that certain building materials and certain elements, earthly elements and stuff can retain energy or, house that type of stuff. So when something traumatic takes place, that change of energy and all that other stuff, that could be what causes a residual type haunting. That's the way I understand it in my thick head. So.
All right.
Then there's theories out there that our brains, everybody coming together and thinking about it can make things happen. Telepathy and things like that. That's a whole other way of looking at it and other theories. And, with all the sightings that you see, like with, Bigfoot and Slender Man and things like that, are these things that it's like a mass hysteria type thing that a lot of people are thinking that and it's happening. I forget, there's actually a term for that. I forget the term right now. But anyways, we are over time.
We are?
Yep.
Just when it was getting good.
I don't have anything else to do but order pizza.
All right. Well, Charlie Gordon says that he wants to go to some places in Scotland. He wants to go to Gettysburg. He doesn't know if he can afford the trip to England, but who knows? And I said he will get there. Just have to
highly recommend Gettysburg.
Getting there.
Love Gettysburg.
Yeah. All right.
Let's see. Well, I tell you what we can do. How many people we got watching? 11?
12.
So
we can pass it on. I'm going to drop a link. We can go over and see Gemma. She is live right now. What do you think? Does that sound good?
All right.
So go ahead over and we're going to wrap things up. And we'll be over there in a little bit. And go say hello to Gemma. It's Gemma, right? A. Gemma. It's Gemma. I said A. Gemma, B. Gemma.
Oh, no.
So there's the link. There's the link.
All right. Well, thank you so
Parapeep
much.
Raid. That's right. Parapeep Raid over at Gemma's.
Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you
Thank you.
enjoyed it. I hope you got some things about Anne Boleyn. Hopefully you got a little bit of desire to look more into things, not just here in the U.S., but also other places, and things about her and some of the monarchy now. And now you know what it's like for us. We get that little tidbit, and then we just have to go.
Yeah, keep digging, find more, find more. We literally have watched 3 documentaries about Anne Boleyn this week. So,
yeah.
It's kind of cool. All right, folks, we're going to wrap it up. We will be back next week, same time. What?
We didn't mention it again, but Pusha Studios did the 10% off code for the new merch store. Grand opening through the 1st of June 2019. So make sure you head over there if you are interested in any of our
And
treasures.
she dropped the link for Parapeep Insider. Thank you. I was just thinking that's going to come out tomorrow or Monday. And consider $1 a month, $12 a year, and you're going to get a $10 off of our t-shirt on Patreon.
All right, so let's head on over to...
Hopefully she's still alive by the time we get there.
And thanks for joining us, everybody.
Well, you're doing it wrong. Until next time.
Thanks for watching.
And happy hunting. Let us know if you like this video by hitting that thumbs up. Also, if you'd like to see more videos from us in the future, support our channel by hitting that subscribe button and dinging that bell so you get notified the next time there's a video from Panic D Videos.
Thanks for watching.
Happy hunting.